All right, guys, welcome back to another video of Shaman J. Yes, man, it's time to talk about the Fold 7. I still use this. Obviously, I use it a little bit more than people might think. It's actually been a phone that I've been using to record with a lot. And then I recently switched back over and start rotating between these two phones, which is my Z Flip 7. I think these phones are probably to a point now where they're in enough consumers' hands and consumers have something to say about them. So uh, and it's crazy how the tech world is. Like, we live in this, let's just be real here. I live in a different world than a person who doesn't review phones and doesn't flip phones, like switch between phones. There's not a lot of people that have like 50 to 100. There's not a lot of people that have three phones. Because I see it in the comments sometimes. Some of you guys are saying like, hey, I don't even have, I don't see how you guys carry three phones, and I don't see how you guys carry all these phones. I'm barely struggling with one, and I get it. And I try to stay grounded with reality when it comes to reviewing phones, which is why I try to continuously review phones in a way that it comes across as kind of down to earth, realistic. This is my main focus, is to make sure I'm being realistic. So I still have my Fold 6. It is right here in my drawer next to me. I have the Fold 6. Where is my Fold 6? It's around here somewhere. Because I got so many. Again, a lot of people don't. Here it is. A lot of people don't have that problem, but having all these phones. I fired this phone up and recently started kind of using it again. It's such an amazing phone, and I just won't get rid of this because I bought the terabyte version, and I just didn't want to trade it for $1,000. If I can't get the terabyte version of this phone in green, at a good, reasonable price, I don't want to switch. I don't want to get rid of it. So I've been using this phone along with my Z Flip 7. These two phones are extraordinary in their own right. I think Samsung, when these phones first came out, and it's hard to believe it's been a few months. It's been more than 3 months, probably going on 4 months or whatever. Yeah, it's actually been 4 months since I own this. I had these since launch, so it's strange how the time just shoots by. And in a creator world like mine, you can forget these phones. But what I tend to do is I try to use them. I use them for more than just recording, and I use them for phone. And I'm showing you my 5G signal because I've been using this phone regularly again. I was shuffling all my phones around to compensate for the iPhone reviews. And now that I've settled in on the iPhone Air, the 17 and the 17 Pro, those phones are getting rotated. And I'm back on my Android game. And the Pixel will always be a phone in rotation. My Pixel 10 Pro XL will always be a phone in rotation, like permanently. And then my Pixel 10 will again stay in rotation. These phones can't leave my rotation because as much as I like iPhones, I think they kill in video. I think this year, as a matter of fact, this is the iPhone Air recording this video. So I feel like when it comes to these phones, that these follow-up videos, where are they? Where are they in creators' worlds? Because I think a lot of you guys feel like people like myself who review smartphones, we don't have realistic battery times and we don't have realistic views on these phones because we have so many phones. And so my approach for reviewing the Fold or just any phone, I should say, I use them. I use them on my day-to-day. I make phone calls, text messages, emails. And of all the phones that I've gotten recently, I gotta say it. And I've purchased, I think, pretty much all the latest phones. I gotta say, the Fold 7 and the Z Flip 7 are top tier. I think Samsung did an amazing job on these phones. I mean, they literally brought out some phones that a lot of people were switching from their iPhones to this phone. And I could see why. I mean, this phone right here is one of my favorites, man. Oh my gosh. This Z Flip 7 has to be one of the best phones on the market. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, I really mean that. These two phones right here offer so much. It's hard to believe that they exist, and then creators or or people like myself who have multiple phones, how could we not circle back around and make this a main phone? How could we do that? Like, it's almost impossible to do this. This phone right here has so much about it that I love. It's hard to ignore it. And that's the hard part. I've actually told you guys a lot of times, when it comes time to review another phone, it's going to be difficult for me to put down these phones right here. And that's true to life. So the iPhone season was amongst us. The Pixel season was amongst us. And unfortunately, these companies choose to take away their SIM cards. Samsung is winning right there alone. As long as Samsung doesn't remove SIM card trays, like physical SIM card trays, they win. Now, some things about this phone that after not using, I've been using it regularly again now for the last week or more, both of these. And I'm like, they're back in full rotation, especially this Fold 7. This thing is just nuts, man. The one thing that I missed about these, and again, I'm recording with the iPhone Air. The Air will stay in rotation because it is such a good phone, but it's more of a just, I'm going to use you and go day to day. I can record with you. I can take great photos and videos and things like that. And it's very stable. But that feeling of using one of these folding phones, this is why I'm ready for Apple to do a folding phone, because nothing beats a Jet 2. No, nothing beats being able to open your phone up like this and get a much bigger surface and canvas to edit with, or create with, or consume media, or type emails, or do SMS. Just everything under the sun, to me, can be done with the Fold 7. Everything. It's unreal how, and I still, yes, I have my S25 Ultra. I have all these phones still, and I'm really looking forward to Samsung doing something great with the S26. And I hope they step away from this boxy design and go really thin with their current phone lineup. I think their entire lineup should be thin because it can be done. Now, apart from opening this phone up and just being able to view content and just do everything on this large screen, I love the cameras. I record with these cameras all the time. And I'll tell you guys, hey, recording with this, or, but a lot of times I don't say it all. I say it most of the time. I think you can tell when I'm actually using a portrait style video and it's the Samsung. I think a lot of people can tell. I love having this ginormous viewfinder right here. Let me show you here. Look at that. And there's the iPhone Air with my DJI mic mini. Look at that. I mean, look at how the Samsung is just showing. Over video, I can't tell how it looks, but that's a huge viewfinder. And also the quality is really good. These cameras have proven to be extraordinary. And just going through Samsung's camera system, it is almost not unmatched, but the phones in the US are lacking. And so I think this is why Apple is winning. Their quality of their footage definitely beats this phone. Like, I definitely think the iPhone 17 Pro beats this type of quality, and it also beats the quality on the S25 Ultra for video. But Apple's system is still heavily controlled by Apple. With Samsung, you have a lot more things at your disposal. And I know that the iPhones can shoot better video, in my personal opinion. And I think a lot of you guys probably would agree. But the Samsung system, the way this is, just like the Pro Video, being able to be in so much control here, I love it. I love it. I think this is just, and it's just, as a person who creates, I vlog when I'm creating technically. Like, I want the best quality for portrait style video. And I think Samsung has still got that mastered extraordinarily well indoors, but Apple has definitely caught up. And outdoors, I think Apple is winning, and I think they're both winning. But from a creator standpoint, this phone right here, to me, every creator, every person out there, and I'm not just talking about people who are on YouTube. There's a lot of creators that don't post videos and they're posting for work. You should have this phone in your catalog. You should. You need to have a Fold 7 in your catalog if it's a phone that you're using for work. I know a lot of people love the iPhone because a lot of people are on iPhone. A lot of businesses have gone with iPhones, and you could be talking to somebody and they're on iMessage. And I know it doesn't matter anymore. RCS and iMessage communicate with each other, but it's still not the same. There's way more things you can do for iMessage to iMessage. I mean, literally, it's unlimited. But when it comes to a person who's using a device for creating, I know several business owners, and almost all of them have a Samsung phone. And a lot of them have like these ultras, because it has that beautiful S Pen. But I think a lot of creators or people who are they're needing something for creation, I really believe that they should have a folding phone. I met a guy, I got some work done on my slab. I got my slab. I extended my house, if you know what I'm talking about. I extended some parts of my house. And the guy, back when this phone came out, I forgot I put the sticker on here. Back when this phone came out, he saw me and he's like, well, what do you do? And then I was, he thought this was a Windows device. And I was like, I wish. But he was using an iPhone to take pictures of the landscaping, and he was doing all that stuff like that. And when he saw this, he was like, man, I would love to have something like this. And this is the OG Surface. But he had a Samsung and his wife had the iPhone, and they were taking pictures with the landscaping. When they saw this phone, they were like, man, I could definitely use something like this instead. And the guy who did my leather upholstery, there's a guy who does my leather upholstery. When I buy a car that doesn't have leather, I'll take it over there and I have him upgrade it. He uses a phone. He uses a phone like this. He has a fold. That's what I meant to say. He has a fold, and there's different types of creators and business owners, but I think I've seen more business owners with iPhones, and I've seen a lot more folds, but they're the older folds. They're the fours is what I've seen a lot of people. And it's because, if you're into business, you're not looking to upgrade your device just to upgrade your device. You're looking to save money as much as possible and put back into the business. And that's what you're doing. So if you're a person who creates, how could you not have this phone or device in your catalog? You've got great cameras. If you're going to be doing landscaping or just taking photos for documentation or whatever, this phone right here does it. And with me being in what I do, I don't consider this work. It's really a very luxurious hobby that I have, an expensive hobby that is very lucrative, I'll say. By the grace of God, you guys keep watching and the revenue comes in from that, and I just keep putting it back into the channel. So it's not that I'm making a ton of money and just keeping it for myself. I buy certain phones because I know you guys want to see it. But this phone right here, I didn't buy this phone, and my intent was to buy the green one. But I reached out to Samsung and said, hey, can I keep it a little bit longer? And they said, yes. So I want to keep creating with it. And they said, sure. So that's why you haven't seen my green version on here, because, I just didn't want to buy it. I was like, if they're going to let me keep this one a little bit longer to create with it, I'm going to do it. So you have great hardware along with the functionality of this device right here. So this right here wowed everybody. You can't say that it didn't. There's no folding phones this thin in the US that have the impact that Samsung has made with this particular device. There's just no way. Now, right now, I'm speaking as a person who creates, and I said, you create any kind of content in your life, you should have this device. Well, I mean that in a way that get the most out of yourself and get a device that can help you with that. I'm not putting down iPhones or putting down the Ultras and saying they can't do it, but I just feel like this is where it's at for real business. Now, hardware-wise, every consumer, you don't have to be a business owner to understand this is magnificent. This is just an amazing piece of hardware, period. Even this one, the Flip 7 got thinner. Look at how thin this is. And I just spoke about the camera system and how you have a beautiful video setup here. Well, the same thing applies on this device. I mean, you get the full screen right here, man. Look at this. This is nuts. That's nuts, man. It's just a magnificent, magnificent thing to be having to have this full screen here. Look at this. You can actually show the real aspect ratio by hitting that little icon right there. I don't know if a lot of people do it, but I like to leave it like this. But even this phone got thinner. Even that phone got thinner. But this is just extraordinary. Like, come on. This is ridiculous right here. So every consumer wins when Samsung does things like this. We win as just as a regular consumer. Can I stand it up? Yes. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. Take a little photo for the thumbnail. Every consumer wins when companies give you some kind of innovation. Yeah, it took Samsung 7 rotations to do this, but the fact that they did it and they did it right, I love it. You got a bigger screen, a thinner body, and for the regular people on social media, like, you can go into your social media. God, I don't want to read that. You go into your social media and you have all your regular things that you do. You can do them on it looks like a regular slab phone. And just to put into context how thin this phone is, just in case you forgot, here's my Pixel 10 Pro XL. And just look at this. This phone is almost just the right size, man. It's flawless when it comes to how much screen resolution or screen real estate you get. It's enough. The average consumer can use this phone. You don't have to be a business owner for everything, like I said, but the average consumer should probably love this phone. And not looking at just that, look at how thin this phone is, man. Wow. That's freaking nuts. That is nuts. Some phones just keep me intrigued. And I'll always be intrigued by what Samsung is doing with their Fold lineup because I want to create, but not everybody's going to use it the same way. So this hardware coming in so thin, and it's not that it's just thin, it's actually really good. Now, some changes that I think they could have done, or I wish they would have done with this is this camera bump is kind of ginormous. So I know they had to raise it up because it's now a 200 megapixel shooter in there. And so they have to have somewhere to put everything, but make that a little smaller and it's on. It's on. I'm telling you. You got a fingerprint reader and the power button, which I think all phones could benefit from this. All phones could benefit from having the fingerprint reader and the power button. All of them could. It's okay to have it in the screen, but having it in the power button, look at that. That's just nuts, man. You can literally get into, and this one right here is just beast mode because I can play all kinds of games and stuff. I can do anything in here right from the screen here. But having the fingerprint reader in the power button, beast mode. Now, a lot of upgrades they did on this phone right here was they took away that under display camera and they gave you a real camera, which is actually really solid, man. It's really good. I just can't believe that. I know that people are probably still talking about this phone, but when it comes to creation, so again, you can forget sometimes, but I'm not forgetting. This phone will stay in full rotation. If you want to know what my current phones are, my current phones are this phone right here, this phone right here, and this phone right here. Yes, I know I'm team caseless, but I've been keeping this phone covered. This is my current phone. Main phone number, secondary line, business line. So this phone right here gets a ton of work and phone calls. And yes, I'm still wearing the Pixel Watch. Brief update on the Pixel Watch. This is day 3. I'm at 20% and I have not charged this watch up. It is ridiculously good on battery. I don't know what Google did with the trickery, as my boy Bradley would say. They did some magical stuff or some trickery to get this working. They definitely improved the software. And obviously I'm wearing my Ultra Watch 2 because I have an iPhone. Now my Samsung Watch, I wear it sometimes. My Samsung Watch Ultra, I wear it sometimes. It's got some of the best battery of both of these watches. But when that last software update happened, my battery kind of changed a little bit. Like, I don't know if anybody else saw that in their Ultra battery life, their Ultra Watch battery life. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but did your Ultra battery life kind of deplete? It's starting to deplete a little faster. I don't know. But here is my ultimate lineup right here. To me, this is Samsung's best offering. This is Google's best offering. And this is Apple's best offering. Whether you want to get the Max or not, that's up to you. But I know a lot of people love the Ultra, but I think this phone has had its place. I love it still. Yes, I love the S Pen. I love everything about it. All Samsung has to do is not take away the S Pen, get rid of this boxy design. You're gonna have to get rid of this boxy design and go to the curves, because if you notice, that's what everybody's doing. Samsung is still doing the boxiness on their phones, but this phone is so much thinner. I mean, like, this is, come on, look at this. This is the size and thickness of a slab phone from Samsung. So I know that they're going to get rid of this. Now I know that Samsung also has the Galaxy S25 Edge, and I'm hearing rumors that the Edge is actually going away for Apple and Samsung. But you know, these phones are here to stay for me. This phone is ridiculously thin. And I can't believe a lot of people don't have this phone still or talk about it more, because it's amazing. But Samsung has a duty to drop away from this boxy design now. It's time to let it go. To me, it's time to let it go, because you got Google was on the curvy side. Like, this is my Pixel 8 Pro. They were on the curvy side. Then they switched to the boxy curves, which it's cool and everything. But, you know, I feel like companies now, you can argue it all you want to and say, oh, nobody wants thin phones. Yeah, I think a lot of people would rather have a really nice thin phone than to have some of these current phones that are out that are boxy. The boxy phones are cool and everything, but you know, I would rather have a thin, okay, I'll take a thin squared out phone like this over a thick rounded phone. I would. It just so happens that I have some thick rounded phones, and this phone right here is freaking crazy good. I can't tell you. But yeah, man, the Fold 7 has its place, will always have its place. It's just an amazing piece of tech, and I'm just ready for Samsung to top themselves. I'm ready for them to top themselves, man. They've got to come with something even better than this, because I would hate for them to get back on the train of just making the same version over and over again. If you're going to make a phone every year, give me something new. Don't just give me the same body and say we changed yada, yada, yada. Now, speaking of the same body, this phone right here, just real briefly, look at that Type-C port. The phone is the thickness of the Type-C. It's ridiculous. Battery life is something on this phone that probably surprised a lot of people. Just like Google is able to make the battery life better on here and use basically the same body and just kind of tweak the internals and software a little bit, that's all Samsung did with this. Yes, you have a different processor, you have these newer internals, but the software, I think, is what really does it, coupled with the processor and the RAM. The battery life on this thing is absolutely great. It's great. There is no getting around it. I love the battery on here, man. When I do step out with a case, though, if I step out with a case, it is the Binks right here. This is ridiculous. This has a front piece, but I don't use the front piece. I like it without the front piece. This is my case of choice if I do wear a case on this phone, which I prefer to leave it like this. But in the end, folks, battery life for me has been great on this phone. How has it been for you? Are you a regular consumer that creates? Yes, you are, because you have family. You have your children, your shorty, your car. You have something that you're creating and you're using your device for it. Why not get something like this? Now, I'll leave a link in the description so you can grab this if you want it and you don't have it yet. If you're thinking about trading in, I would say if you don't have the terabyte version like me, like I just feel some type of way about giving up this phone. Take the case off. I can get it off nicely. I feel some type of way about giving up this phone. I just can't do it, man. I like this phone, but I just don't want to. I feel like I'm going to lose if I give up my terabyte version. For one, because these cameras are still really good. I still have the same functionality of this device right here. The software's been upgraded. The hardware is phenomenal. It's just a thicker version of what I have. The cameras are just not as strong as these cameras, but battery life, everything is on here is the same. It's good. I like everything about it. But I just feel some type of way about it being a terabyte and then trading it in and only getting $1,000. I can't do it. So if you have something other than the terabyte version, I think you should, if you still haven't decided yet. And some of you guys, you can get $1,000 for your Ultra too. But I would think you would want to stay, well, if you plan on switching, right? If you plan on switching from the Ultra to the Fold, this is a great switch for you. Because again, this phone is it's the same thickness as this phone, and it's got a bigger canvas when open. It doesn't officially have S Pen support, but there's aftermarket, so you have to do what you have to do. But I'm telling you, as a regular person who's into the slab phones, I think you would really benefit from switching to this phone right here, because you get a slab device in a body, but then you get to open that up and it comes to life. It's your man Jay. If you guys enjoyed, check the link in the description to grab yours, and leave all your comments and questions down below. I love to conversate with you. Take care.